So here at Harmonics, we're not just a monatomic mineral or energy company. We are also devoted to providing the highest quality nutritional supplements. And there are several categories that we felt were the most important to address for people's health, especially in America. We utilize only the highest quality ingredients. For example, the camu that we use for our vitamin C product, whole food vitamin C product, is certified organic, fair trade. We only use vegetarian capsules. We have all of our supplements are in glass bottles only, no plastic. The idea is to put together not only the highest quality ingredients, but in superior formulations. You know, our calcium formulas actually have more magnesium than calcium, as a lot of people are finding out now, realizing the research is showing that without enough magnesium, calcium supplements can actually increase your risk of heart attack.
And what about the specific calcium?
Well, the calcium, we use two different types. In one formula, the calcium from the sea, we utilize an algae-based calcium, which is a whole food calcium, which is by far and away the highest quality as far as absorption and utilization. It's food, we all know is the best. For actual regeneration for bone loss, we use hydroxyapatite, which is shown in studies to be the highest quality as far as effectiveness in rebuilding where there has been significant bone loss.
And isn't one of the main components in that the MK7 or MK4 in that?
Absolutely, absolutely. So all of them, you know, the primary thing I feel that most people don't know about is this magnesium factor.
Right.
You know, there is tons of research now really showing a direct correlation between people that take calcium supplements and heart attack. And now, you know, the phone calls that we're getting, and everybody's afraid of calcium now almost, when it was pushed so much by doctors for so many years. But it really is the most important. The form of calcium is important, like using a whole food form or hydroxyapatite, but it's really your magnesium levels. You need to have more magnesium than calcium, and that's where you're going to have, you know, ensure that you're not going to just be depositing calcium into your soft tissues. I feel the most important thing, though, that's different, now maybe for a lot of companies it's different to use these types of ingredients or to have the formulations be as specific as they need to be with the latest research, but we also utilize the Ethereum monatomic minerals in a base in all of our
To me, this
formulas.
is the most
Yeah.
important part of the equation.
Exactly.
Because if you remember what we talked about in a couple of the earlier videos, is the languaging that happens between the reptilian brain and the stress fight or flight syndrome and the chemicals that get created in that situation and how it degrades some of these components. So you've got to be able to hold that energetic signature.
Yeah, and I think that you look at ingredients, you know, like there's many green products out there. People are fairly aware of those. We probably have more organic sprouted foods like sprouted flax and sprouted chia in the super sprouts than most formulas, organic spirulina or organic chlorella. But when you utilize the Ethereum minerals in the blend, you have to consider that you have lots of ingredients coming from all over the world, and the way that they're handled, and they've been on airplanes, they've been in a truck, they've been held by different people, they pick up on all of this chaos. Whereas then you throw them all together into a blend or a capsule, and by the time the consumer gets the formula, there's just so much chaos with each of these ingredients. And whereas when you utilize in a base the monatomic minerals, it's able to, just like in our bodies, balance the hemispheres and reduce or eliminate the electromagnetic chaos that these ingredients have collected. And so people will invariably find that for some reason this green product gives them more energy than other green products, or seems to work within their system better than other green products. And one of those is the ingredients. We do have the best ingredients, but I think primarily balancing the formula energetically with the Ethereum minerals is
Yeah,
is
and
key.
the Ethereum, what primarily that is doing is that incredible double helix vortex structure that then synchronizes the hemispheres and the information electromagnetic signatures, which is key. And then you put the highest quality raw material in there, and have that be the grid to hold that information. So you're maintaining the life force and the vitality, the enzyme structure, you know, the most important part of any formula.
Right, and you know, so people will say, oh, well, I can get vitamin D anywhere. Well, one of the primary differences, besides we are time released, is that we do have the ethereum minerals as a base, and it just enhances the overall ability to absorb that nutrient. Same with CoQ10. We not only use, you know, the highest absorption form, the best researched form of CoQ10, but being in a base of the ethereum monatomics, it enhances your body's ability to utilize that CoQ10.
And it actually stretches, the energetics of that actually stretches the amount of time that CoQ10 will stay in the body.
Oh,
Which
interesting.
is really an important factor.
Yeah, that is. So overall, our nutritional supplements being charged with, or I like to say charged, I like to say energized.
Well, literally, that's
balanced.
what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. You will find that they within their certain categories will work better than other forms of supplements, other forms of D, other forms of calcium.
You know, and a couple things here with, you know, let's talk a little bit about the Camu and the Goji. And we all know that these these are different types of superfoods that have just shown stunning ability to support the body in the way of optimal health, the highest levels of vitamin C that you can get. And say a little bit about vitamin C, because a lot of people may not know, you know, they're probably doing 4,000 or 5,000 milligrams of ascorbic acid.
Right.
And Albert St. Georgi, who really discovered the vitamin C, really what he said at the end of his thesis was that the best parts of that vitamin C molecule really slipped through my fingers and literally laid on the floor.
Right.
And so we took the reduction to the ridiculous to the point of nothing is there. And so what he saw was more activity was when the whole of that vitamin C molecule, all the different ascorbates, were still intact.
Well, and that's what's interesting. If you go back to the realization that vitamin C would cure scurvy, right? It was basically based on if they ate a half an orange a day, they would never get scurvy. Well, there's about 30 milligrams of vitamin C in half an orange. And so that's why you even see the US RDAs. This is one of the few RDAs that I think was accurate, was the one on vitamin C, because if you got 30 to 60 milligrams of whole food vitamin C, that was absolutely, you know, sufficient.
Yeah, and in that regard, human beings and guinea pigs were the only living kind of mammal, and humans, if you would, that don't produce vitamin C in the body. All your big animals produce their own vitamin C to about 100 milligrams an hour. So if you think about a polar bear, when was the last time you heard of a polar bear dying of a heart attack? Not happening. Because that vitamin C is so critical for heart function.
Right, and so we use, you know, again, the Camu. I think the other thing that's interesting when you get into these whole food, these superfruits that are very high in vitamin C, is we think of vitamin C and, you know, maybe the health of your gums and some of your connective tissue. You won't get scurvy, maybe to help with the immunity a little bit, but it's an antioxidant. But when you look at the whole food forms, in particular the Camu, its anti-inflammatory benefits, its ability to enhance overall immune function. It goes way beyond what even the best science says about ascorbic acid or regular, you know, store-bought vitamin C. The Camu has that vitamin C, but has so many other phytonutrients and polyphenols in that, polysaccharides in that whole plant that make the vitamin C so much stronger. And then when you put that in a base of ethereum minerals to really organize all those energy fields, it's a completely different
phenomenal.
animal. Yeah.
Especially when you think of ascorbic acid as a seven-step process primarily, and it's really taken from genetically modified corn. So that's really exciting. So you have an agreement, you know, an ingredient that, although we know the benefits of vitamin C, you just have ascorbic acid. And at the end of the day, you know, you can light a $20 bill on fire because That's literally how it will go through the body. I mean, your body will burn it up just like that, because you don't have all the other corresponding wholeness of that molecule that you get in the actual fruits itself.
Absolutely.
So, just to kind of round things out, sorry for the dead airspace there. So we have, starting from the gold, this incredible, electromagnetic signature that has everything else to be organized and operate in the body at its fullest and most optimal. Then you have this incredible line of foods with incredible information in the way of vitamin D, magnesium, calcium going into the body for bone reabsorption. And when we see what's happening in the world today, more and more adults are being challenged with bone marrow issues and coming down with adult leukemia. Mostly leukemia has been predominantly in our children, and mainly due to development or lack of development in the womb. And now as adults, so many things are impinging upon our bone structure, and the fact that a lot of our immune molecules are made in the marrow. This is one thing that a lot of people don't talk about, which these products become very critical to supporting that process. And then when we look at the infused products that we have, our colloidal products that we have, I think you have, in the way of core nutrients, if you pick one specific product from those 7 categories, you have a protocol that's going to support your life in a very, very powerful way, and will enhance the already clean organic food that you're eating on a regular basis as well. So, I think this has been a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Zane, thank you so much. Great
Absolutely.
to share with you.
Yeah, I'll see you again soon. And look on the Harmonic Enterprises YouTube channel for more videos coming in the future.